Hello, and welcome to an unpacking video. I just got back from 32 days of traveling just to see theater, and I did so with just this one backpack that I ended up getting about 12 hours before I had to leave because my other backpack that I was going to bring broke. But I bought this at Target last second, and it lasted me the whole trip, and I kind of love it. So let's unpack it. Now, when I started, I did just have this backpack. I did fill this up. It is very incredibly heavy. And so I also ended up having to use my little day bag as additional storage. So I did have a carry-on and a personal item when I came back. When I started this trip, I was flying things like Spirit, and so I had to just travel with a personal item. And this did fit as a personal item. Now, not so much. Though I did, during the last day of my trip, I did have this like locked with my hostel locked onto the strap and then like tied on. So technically I could wear it as one bag, but this is essentially what I ended up with. Plus my water bottle, which fits in here, but I just carried it because it's very hot right now. And then the outfit that I'm wearing, which is just a shirt and shorts. And then I also wore on the plane my one pair of black pants and my daily jacket. So this is the jacket that I wore every day. And I had my keys in my pocket on the plane because it has my AirPods. So that is everything that I brought on the plane. And my one pair of like main shoes. I did bring two pairs of shoes on this trip. This was the one pair that I wore just every day, which is just a Dr. Scholl's travel sneaker. Super comfortable, 10 out of 10 recommend. Love those shoes, and they lasted me the whole trip, and they're like a little bit dirty, but they still looked good when I wore them. All right, so I'm packing the little bag first. This is mostly just electronic chargers. So we have my US plug, chargers for my laptop and my phone, a charger for my phone that fits into my laptop. So basically a lot of USB-C, USB coordinations. I have my Kindle, and then I have just a bag. I collect pins and buttons everywhere I go, and so these are all of the pins and buttons that I ended up getting on the trip, which was a lot of pins, which we love to see. I'm gonna have to get new pin boards. The biggest charger is my work laptop charger because I did have to work on this trip for the first couple weeks. So we have that. Just a napkin that I've been using for tissue. Allergies were wild. I did bring back some Jaffa cakes from the UK. This box is kind of crushed, but they'll still taste good. I also was given some chocolate. This is what's left of it. So just, snacks for the plane. My fringe badge and a headband, which is nice for like washing my face or to wear. Another wired charger. Then my UK outlet. I did have a universal adapter at the beginning of this trip. I lost that somewhere. So I ended up having to buy this in Scotland. But this worked great. Just two USB ports. Business card from one of the shows. My travel bank, which is lifesaver right there. It's super thin. I absolutely love this one because it can fit in my pocket. Chapstick and a pen because I always travel with a pen. And then that's it. Everything else is just like miscellaneous change in here. I also travel with one of my friends has a dog, and so I'll also travel with this, which is like a little dog hair remover, and it's super tiny, super convenient. And I also travel with like, I get migraines, so migraine medication, and that's what's left of that, as well as an eyeglass cleaner, because I do wear glasses. I just took mine off. They're over there somewhere. So that's just the little bag. And then of course, usually I pack this up in here, and I also have the lock that I use when I stay at hostels to lock up my big stuff, especially my laptop. Now on to the main bag. Dun dun dun. We'll start with the front little compartment. I don't think there's anything here anymore. Just you know, a wristband from Abba Voyage and a magnet that I got at one of the shows that I saw. So just some miscellaneous stuff. This is usually where I keep my lock. Now in the first compartment, this is where I like to keep stuff that I need easy access to. So I have my turtle pillow, which is a must. I use this all the time to sleep on planes, to sleep on buses on this trip. It is a little bit broken because I think I snapped one of the inside mechanisms at one point, so I do kind of need a new one. But for now, it still works. I just have to strap it very tightly. But I love that because it doesn't take up a ton of room. Now, I was seeing theater for 32 days, so a lot of what I acquired on the trip is programs. These are all show programs. So we have, like, you know, the large UK programs. I just saw a show in New York yesterday that had like this cute little menu supplement that went with it. So yeah, there's the first batch of programs, more UK programs, just, it's gonna be a lot of that. And then of course my passport for when I am traveling. I like to keep that in that pocket so it is easy to get to. Oh my gosh, there's more stuff in here. Oh, I have my selfie light for when I'm filming. I honestly didn't use this, I think, at all on this trip. I didn't do a lot of like night shoots where I needed to get this out. So I probably could have packed without it. I think I did end up using it maybe once or twice for like some night selfies. But yeah, then we have some postcards from Fringe, a party hat from Fringe, just a lot of stuff from shows, and then my Tide pin, which I did not end up using, but I still like to have it just in case, especially because I pack with very minimal clothing, and 2 of my shirts were white, so I like to have that just, you know, for peace of mind. But that is the front pocket. And now the main compartment. Now, a must-have when I was looking for a backpack, and granted, I did not have much choice with this backpack because I literally bought it last second, but this ended up being exactly what I needed, is I need a full 180-degree opening so that I can just fully open this up and see everything that's inside. And that's exactly what this has. This opens up just like a suitcase. Bam. So that is the inside of it. In these side pockets, I have other stuff that I collect. So another charging wire. I bring a lot just in case because I need my electronics when I'm traveling. This one's another one for my phone. I do cut my own bangs, so I did bring hair scissors, but I didn't end up using them. But it was nice to have just in case I needed to cut anything. And those are super tiny, super unassuming. I went to Broadway Con, so here's my Broadway Con badge to go with my Fringe badge. And then I have face wipes. I love traveling with these, especially when I'm doing an overnight travel. So if I am flying to London, or I did an overnight bus to Edinburgh Fringe, these were super handy to be able to wash my face when I got to the new place, especially when I don't have access to like a full restroom. So love those. I do travel with a mask, but this one is completely ruined. And I should have packed more masks on this trip, because I did not have them for the last half of travel. And then I also have these, like this is doubles as an eye mask, but it also has headphones in it. This is great for sleeping in a hostel because especially with the rooms that I was always getting the cheapest room. So I was in there with like 11 other people sometimes, and I usually get a couple snorers. So this was great to double earplugs with like pink noise. And of course an eye mask just in case I'm in a really bright hostel room. But the last place I stayed in was great. There was like blackout curtains and only 5 other people, and everyone was really quiet. So I did not need those. This is a USB-C to USB-C. Did not need this, but again, just in case. And then I have just like a ticket from a show because I keep all my ticket stubs. And then in the bottom, this is the waterproof pouch. So I have my toothbrush. Now, usually I travel with just a little tiny travel toothbrush. For this trip, I did upgrade to a travel case electronic toothbrush, best thing I did. Yes, it takes up more space, but to be able to actually brush my teeth with an electric toothbrush as opposed to just a rinky-dink travel one, would not have changed that for the world. 10 out of 10 recommend. And then again, because I was staying in hostels, I did bring my own towel and washcloth kit. This is super lightweight, dries super fast. Right now it's wet though because I literally took a shower right before I left, and those need to dry out because those are gross. All right. And then the main compartment, this does unzip and you have essentially like a suitcase in here. Super awesome. And in here, I did bring a unbrush. I really, really loved having this. Usually I bring a comb, but this works so much better now that my hair is getting longer. I did bring a rain jacket. So I did have 2 jackets on the trip. This is super lightweight, super packable. I did really love having this. I did not need it for 75% of my trip, but as soon as I got to Edinburgh, I definitely was wearing this all the time. It was so cold there and raining basically every day, at least a little bit. So loved having this. And then all of my clothes. Now I will probably do a separate video of everything that I packed in my travel capsule because I only brought 6 tops, I think 5 bottoms and 1 dress, and rotated through those during the entire month. And most of them fit in this cube. I also have this pencil case that doubled as a container for all of my underwear and socks. And then I also brought this little tiny travel bag that I would put all of the dirty underwear and socks. And so as you can see, I used literally everything up. And so by the time I was coming back, this fit into this very easily. One thing that I did do is I bought very thin underwear from Target like the day before I left so that I could pack a little bit more in, so I had enough underwear for 2 weeks. And then I kind of wish I packed just a few more pairs of socks, but I did do laundry while I was on the trip. Also packed my tiny umbrella that I got from Target. This is perfect. I also love this umbrella because it fits into my daily travel bag, so I can bring it in my like daily pack, as well as my water bottle and the umbrella fit into here easily, as well as all of my travel accessories. So that's how I kind of travel day to day when I'm out in the world. I also brought my charging kit that charges my Apple Watch and my phone, and allegedly it also charges AirPods, but not my old variety. So love traveling with that. Did bring my crop tuck cord that helped with outfits. And then these are all of my toiletries. I do not travel with a lot. A lot of the places that I was staying had at least a body wash, shampoo double option, and I really don't take good care of my hair, so I was ending up using some of that. If you needed more toiletries, this did not last me the trip. But the toothpaste did last the entire trip, so we have toothpaste in here. I did bring a razor, which I ended up using a couple times. And then we have whole body deodorant that I got from the men's section. This worked great. I have a travel container for pills. I also have a travel container for pills on my keychain, which love, love, love to have, as well as my earplugs are on my keychain as well. And a pair of nail clippers that doubles as a can opener, a bottle opener. That is a must-have. And then I don't really wear makeup. I do have eyebrow gel that I use occasionally, but mostly I don't. These are my nipple covers, so sort of like cakes, but the cheaper, smaller version. I did burn my mouth at one point early on in the trip on a piece of pizza in New York, so I did have to get a mouth relief gel because that was painful while I was healing, so that I acquired on the trip. And then this is also my sunscreen and again body wash, which I completely used up. I did have a third container for shampoo that I lost on the trip, so another thing that didn't quite make it back. And then I have face lotion and face wash to wash my face, and additional hair ties and bobby pins. So just some must-haves in the toiletry department. Most of the containers are now empty, but again, I travel very light, very small containers. All right. Then I have, this is my pair of shower sandals for staying in hostels. Because I pack them with everything else, I do wrap them up in just a simple plastic bag that I tie with an additional scrunchie that is nice to have. I'm wearing my main one right now. But these are super cheap sandals that I got at Target. They work perfectly. I also like them because if I am in a hotter climate, I can just wear these throughout the day. So they do double as a second pair of shoe. These were a little squeaky, so I ended up not doing that, but they were perfect for staying in hostels and walking around in those and to the bathroom. What was also great is I used this plastic bag to double as a container to take into the shower because this is waterproof. So I was able to like put my clothes in it. And put my toiletry bag, because my toiletry bag is not waterproof. So this was great. Or to hold my phone while I was taking a shower. Bam. And then in addition to all of my clothes, here's the stuff that didn't fit into the packing cube. So I have my one dress that I brought, that this is like, it's a sleeveless dress that I can use to layer. Love wearing that, as well as a pair of shorts that didn't quite fit in. And finally, the last thing in here is the tote bag that I acquired on the trip. There were two things that I wanted to buy while I was traveling. One was a tote bag from a show, because usually I at least get one. I did have to buy this one, so I got it later in the trip than I thought I was going to. But that is a must, to just travel with a tote bag that I can bring, if especially when I'm working, because I can fit a laptop in there. I also wanted to buy a show t-shirt at some point, which I ended up not doing, but that was going to double as a sleep shirt. Because I didn't buy it, I ended up just sleeping in the two t-shirts that I brought, and alternating through those, which was fine. But this is the tote bag the tote bag that I acquired on the trip, and in it are, again, programs and plays that I acquired, because this was all to see theater. So these are all of the programs from everything that I saw. And again, I was seeing a lot of fringe shows. So I have, some, lot of London programs in here. We have, New York programs in here. There's also, I got some prints at Broadway Con. So there's a certificate of completion from an escape room that we did. I do collect art, so these are the prints that I got while at Broadway Con. Playbills, you name it, it's in here. I also had this gallon-sized plastic bag that I would keep programs in until I got the tote bag. This did break on literally the last day of travel, so when I tried to pull it out, and that ripped, so that didn't quite make it, but I did have the tote bag. I also always travel with my program pocket that holds like a couple playbills in it for when I'm doing a 2-3 show day. Right now it has all of the flyers from the shows that I saw in Edinburgh, because one, they don't have programs there, so I was trying to track down all of the advertising flyers to remember all the shows I saw. I did not get them for every show I saw, but most of them for sure. And I also buy plays, and I bought a ton on this trip. Went to the National Theater Bookshop and got plays. They were selling plays for shows that I was seeing in Fringe. So we got a ton of those, 7 to be exact. And those also fit into this tote bag, as well as a gift that I got from the show that I saw last night, Table 17 in New York. So that is everything that fit into the main compartment. And finally, in the back, if I can open this the right way, in the back compartment, this is the laptop sleeve, and that is exactly what I used it for. In addition to, you guessed it, more programs. London cannot decide on a size, so this is the largest one from Starlight Express. That is literally the size of at least one of my laptops. I think I have more programs in here. Yes, I do. There's your lie in April, as well as my title card from Broadway Con. And then finally, we have my work laptop. and my personal laptop that I also use for my own freelance work. So there you go. That's everything that I packed for 30 days of travel. Did not weigh that bag before I unpacked it because I do not have a luggage weight, but it was really freaking heavy. I was definitely struggling the last day. I did not bring my work laptop to the UK, so I didn't have it for the last 3 weeks as I was acquiring all my other stuff, but I did have it for the last 2 days, and that was like finally the straw that broke the camel's back. It was so heavy. This is so heavy. I definitely don't recommend traveling with 2 laptops, but if you need to, the backpack worked great. I was able to travel with everything on my back. Yeah, that's everything that I brought for 30 days of travel. There was stuff that I lost along the way. So like I said, I lost my universal adapter. I lost one of my toiletry containers, and I lost, did lose a third item. Cannot remember what it is. Clearly I didn't need it that much. What was it? I did lose essentially a pair of socks because, well, I lost one sock. I did only travel with my white ankle socks, just multiple pairs, but one of them did get a hole in it, so I did have to dispose of that on the trip. And just everything else that I used up. What else did I lose? But for the most part, I was just acquiring things on my travels. So a lot of pins and a lot of programs. And so I did have to make space for that along the way. But that is it. That is what I brought. Do I have any travel regrets? Not really in terms of packing, because I did need to use everything that I had. The thing that took me the longest to use was my rain jacket, but then by the time I needed it, I was glad I had it, and it did not take up a ton of space. So yeah, there's nothing that I wish I had packed instead on this trip for the most part. I think I finally have my packing list down, and I had the perfect amount of clothes for the entire trip. I just do wish that I had a more comfortable shirt to sleep in, but other than that, I did wish when I was in the colder climates that I did have a pair of leggings, that I could have used underneath my pants, because there were days that I was just a little too cold, but those were maybe 2 days out of the 32. So honestly, I think I was okay without having that, but that is the one thing that I did wish that I had packed, early on, and the one thing that I was debating going back and forth of whether to pack or not. But that was it. Oh, the other thing that did not survive this trip is I do have a phone grip on the back of my phone that ended up breaking the final day, just like the finger strap, but I do still have the stand on there. But I do need to find a new grip for my phone. So that was the final thing that did not entirely make it back. But that's it. That's everything I packed. Very, very doable to pack and travel lightly. It does help that I do not wear makeup, and I am able to rewear clothes. But if you're not able to rewear clothes, it's definitely doable to just do laundry on the trip. I could have done laundry probably once a week. I ended up doing it once every 2 weeks. So there you go.